Test. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, it is good to be back on YouTube and Kick. We're live on YouTube and live on Kick today. Guys, it's good to be back. What a long break we had. We drove up to Wisconsin without a hitch. Guys, Fizzy is here. Welcome in, Fizzy, my nizzy. How are you, my friend? It's been a while. It has been forever. Sorry if the volume got you that time. How you doing, Fizzy? How are you, brother? Having some technical difficulties. I blame MicroSlop. That, in case you haven't been on the pulse of tech news, that is what Microsoft is officially changed their name to MicroSlop with the advent and addition to all this AI bullshit that they're putting into their OS that nobody asked for, by the way. Big nasty. Mr. Nasty, how we doing, guys? Hey, welcome in. It's good to be here. Give me 1 second, guys. I cannot see the chat. So again, Microsoft, I blame Microsoft. So I was away for like 3 weeks, logged back in. Luckily, I always try to test fire things before going live. I opened OBS this morning and everything was completely reset. Like back to factory settings, default, no idea what happened. And if you stream, you know what I'm talking about. Absolutely just craziness. Like, so I had to spend like an hour this morning just getting everything back set up to where I had it before I left. So I don't know what happened. I have no clue why my OBS just decided to reset itself. But luckily we have contingencies for this. So if you didn't know, and I'd love to do a video on this, maybe in a few, but it's hard to show you guys exactly how to back this stuff up, but I will do it real quick in case this happens to anyone else. I blame MicroSlop, but the update, because I'm running a custom version of Windows and all the updates are turned off. They're blocked so that Microsoft can't update anything, but I wouldn't put it past them that they can just somehow sneak updates onto my computer. But that's what I honestly don't know what happened. So it's always something. And my freaking combined chat doesn't seem to be working. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I know why. There we go. Just getting back into it, guys. How's everybody doing? Mr. Nasty, how are things? I've seen you over on the Fortnite. I see you over on the Fortnite. I did play a little bit of Reload last night. Did better than a goose egg. But it's yeah, it's been wild. Is this the right one? Select. I can't even say it, dude. What is up, guys? Welcome in, Bomb Diver. We're good. Welcome back. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? I don't know what the hell happened to my OBS this morning, but We did get her set up. We got everything back to normal. And so much so, where's my Bible? What the? Did I see that right? Where's my Bible? Where's my Bible? I ran out of toilet paper. Hey, oh, no, just kidding. No, but seriously. No, the Bible is a good read. The Bible is a good read, right? Happy New Year to everybody. It's good to be back. Ladies and gentlemen, good to be back. So we took a long trip up to Wisconsin. We drove up there. Took 2 days, right? It's a long drive up to Wisconsin. About 1,200 miles. I got new tires for the car before we left, so that was good. Tires were great. Yeah, yes, Fortnite has been sweatier than an MF. I know. That's why I haven't been playing too much. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the trip was great, and Cooper did great. He's 2.5. What color and shape did you go for? What do you mean? What color and shape? I'm so confused. Yeah, so Cooper did great. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Cooper did great. We went up. He didn't cry or get. Oh, what color and shape? The tires. Yes. Well, I went with round, the standard round, black. That's it's pretty much the only color they come in, really. It's really the only color they come in. Classic and functional. Yep. You know, I thought about getting the square wheels, but they don't fit the hubs, so the hubs would they don't align. So yeah, it is a good choice. It's an excellent choice. Round tires, we got to go with the round. And yeah, tires performed well. We didn't run into any snow on the road, but we did get some snow up in Wisconsin. It was great. We took Cooper sledding for the very first time. I should have transferred the video over here, but I will. I can upload it to the Discord. We got some videos of Cooper and his cousins going sledding for the first time. He thought that was the coolest thing. Oh no, I'm pretty sure we did go with the nitrogen, the premium nitrogen in the tires. Yeah, I will put it on Discord. Koopy and his little cousins went sledding. And I love these new sleds they got. Have you seen these things? I haven't gone sledding in years. And it's probably like the standard sled nowadays. Let's see. No. Look up sled and it just gives you like a fucking bobsled toboggan run. It looks like a skateboard or a snowboard with a rope on the front, and snowboard sled. So you can ride it. Yeah, this here. It's freaking cool. Here, hang on. This thing. So they had these. Here, hang on. They had these kind of sleds. Have you seen these? This is awesome. Where were these when I was a kid? You can ride it like a snowboard and you got a little rope up front, or you can sit on it. It's got a little kind of, I mean, not really a seat, but look at it. Look at this girl. She's shredding it. Look at her. She's just shredding down the hill. Look at that. Look at this little guy. Shredding it. Where were these when I was a kid? All we had were these cheap plastic bullshits. What did we have? We had stuff like this. Like literal trash made from a fucking trash can lid with a rope tied to it. I didn't even have anything as fancy as this. Look at this motherfucker right here. It's got fucking power slide handles on it and a steering wheel. This is Bomb Diver's sled right here. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, where Where was this freaking snowboard sleds when I was a kid? You know what I'm saying? It's these things are awesome. Snowboard sled. Sorry, the cats are. Yeah, these things. Like, look at this. So simple. You know, just shredding it. Just shredding it down the hill. I would, but there's no snow in Florida. What are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? Ooh, we buy the snow. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at. But yeah, man, how you doing, Bomb Diver? How's everybody doing? Y'all get everything you wanted for Christmas? You know what? I don't think. Yeah, you know what I got? I didn't get anything for Christmas. I think this is the first time. Well, they did do the what's it called? The white elephant Christmas thing, and really, I just got, there was like a thing of like kitchen knives and utensils, and I just got it for Kat because I know she would want it. And then she got a what's it called? A little snow hat with a light on it, and she loves it because she can sit in the bed and wear it while she's reading, because she's been reading a lot of books lately. Been reading a lot of books. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, I don't know what the hell happened to OBS. Because my computer was like turned off. So I don't know what caused it to delete my OBS settings, but it did. Oh, and I also wanted to give a big thank you. I didn't realize this either, to a couple of my YouTube members. I didn't even realize they subscribed to the YouTube membership. Where is it? Give me one sec. I gotta find it. Yeah, see all members. Here we go. So big thank you to Maria Ann Bone for signing up 4 days ago, as well as Jan Paul Hernandez. So that was a nice little bonus here. 20 days. It was like 20 days ago, which I didn't get any notifications, so I apologize. Thank you guys. Big shout out to you guys. I got to make sure that we fix this, because this was for my old membership for the Bad Spade fan club. We'll update that. And yeah, so big thank you to you guys. A couple extra bucks for the holidays. I do really appreciate that. Everything helps the channel. Hello. Who we got here? How do I say that? Dizon Vadija. Did I say that right? Hello. Hype. Hey, thank you for the hype. Thank you for the hype. Mr. Nasty with the lightning bolt. Let's go. Yeah, I got to update that. And then I got to like figure out like on Lumia, because Lumia has settings for the new kicks. They just implemented that. So I got to play around with that and figure that out. But yeah, getting back to, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft has a way to like implement updates onto your machine, even though wait a second, even though my updates are turned off, right? But yeah, guys, so I don't know if you saw this MicroSlop thing. I'll play a couple videos of it because it's actually quite hilarious. Yeah, this guy. So their new CEO, he's a total idiot, right? He's big mad. This guy here. Let's see.
Over hearing about AI and how it's ruining gaming. Buckle in, because it's only going to get worse.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of their plan. So let's talk about it. Recently, a lot of people, including myself, have been talking a lot about AI, the impacts that it's having, how it's raising prices, making shortages, and lowering the quality of the one hobby that we all like. And I've had a few comments in my videos saying that they like my content, but they swipe as soon as they hear me mention AI because that's all I'm talking about, and they're getting annoyed with me that I keep talking about AI, which is totally fair. But that's what these multi-trillion...
Okay, this guy's... yeah. Let me see here. I'm trying to find like a couple of the videos that I watched already. Yes, so this guy.
Teaching your kid math doesn't have to be a struggle. Brilliant's an effective and fun way to learn.
Let's go.
Microsoft keep catching L's after L's after L's.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Going around as MicroSlop, and it's fully deserved. The CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, is crying, begging, please stop calling me MicroSlop in 2026.
Yeah.
These things are enhancing the people's lives in the futures. Why is
Jesus. So someone asked, yeah, I guess the CEO in like an interview, they're like, what do you think about people calling AI slop? And he's like, oh, we need to stop calling it slop. Like, it's not slop, it's great. And of course, like, if you tell the internet to stop doing something, you just fucked up big time. Because they went on a rampage and started creating everything about MicroSlop. So now they totally took one in the face because everyone's now calling Microsoft MicroSlop. And I love it. I, for one, love it. I know.
Well, it seems in which that there seems to be a little bit of 6-7 issue going on. So let's break this down.
The fuck does that mean?
An article dropped recently. Microsoft CEO Satya says it's time to stop talking about AI slop and start talking about a theory of the mind that accounts for humans being equipped with these new cognitive amplifier tools. Like, is you dead ass? Is you dead ass? No. You know, you fired 15,000 people last year. I don't think they could use these cognitive amplifier tools to pay their bills. I'm just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? The textbook definition of
boom, shots fired. Shots fired. I agree. AI has already cost a lot of people a lot of jobs. Not so much myself included in that, because I've been unemployed for like, I don't know, since 2020. 2021-ish. But we're making it. We're getting by. You know what I mean? I do some freelance stuff. I sell some stuff here and there. But this Microsoft CEO is retarded, in my opinion. Like,
cognitive amplifier, if you're not aware, is technology most notably with AI used to enhance human cognitive abilities rather than replace them. In theory, using AI to uplift yourself as opposed to fighting with AI, which there is, again, some truth to this that we'll discuss later. I pray to God and hope so that there is a world where AI will genuinely make the lives of people better, right? There's positive cases right now of AI, whether it is in medicine, if they're using it for like CAT scans and certain types of scans.
Look, and that's the thing, like, AI can be used for a lot of great things, but it should be used as a tool, not a replacement of human beings, right? It should be used as a tool. And that's how I use it in graphic design. You can't just push a button and say, make this design, like I need this. It's not there yet. It's probably going to get there one day, but it's way off the mark. And a lot of the stuff that they're pushing out is slop. And a lot of why people are having issues with Microsoft's OS is because 20 to 30% of their code is now written by AI. And really, all AI does is like take existing work and be able to rework it really fast, analyze what's already been done, and kind of recreate it, maybe in a smarter way, in a more efficient way, but a lot of times not, you know?
To see if they could possibly find cancer.
But yeah, it should be used for things like this, diagnostics, medical stuff. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the sub. What's her name? The Mira brothers. The Miram brothers. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you.
On the day-to-day lives are only seeing AI do harm, and so when you have a CEO,
Is that coming up
one of the
on-
biggest companies of all time, sitting there
It's not
begging
coming
for
up on my...
sympathy,
Oh,
now
that's
you
the
are
wrong
out of
chat.
touch,
That's why.
but you are out of touch. People see AI taking
There we
their
go.
jobs regularly. They're seeing AI increase prices of goods, right, such as RAM, GPUs, and yes, maybe you don't need to buy a computer in this very moment. This is a bigger overarching issue, though. That is going to...
Yeah, that is another thing, that AI is now increasing pricing on a lot of computer components, beginning with RAM. But before, it actually was increasing the price of GPUs because they were using GPUs to process a lot of the AI stuff. That was before, you know, now they're designing chips specifically to be used with AI. Whoops. Okay, just fast forward.
PC order for $3,400 and hike.
Okay. Oh my God. Wow. Well, here you go. Boycott Corsair. Corsair reportedly canceled this user's PC order and hikes the price by $800 because of the RAM shortage. That's insane.
The person would have to rebuy it so they can make more money off of it due to the shortage. You're then seeing that they're also
That ain't right.
canceling DDR5 RAM orders and saying, well, actually, we didn't have it in stock. Why the fuck you lying? George shows the balls. The point is, the normal average human being is just seeing doom and gloom at the moment. And
Wow.
Companies, these big tech companies, are not being transparent with consumers, and they're just making their lives harder on the day-to-day in the sense of, well, you know, let's be honest, firing fucking people. Why would someone want to give MicroSlop the benefit of the doubt, right? So yes, there is a conversation to be had about overall not everything is AI slop. When I open up YouTube and I see something like this,
Oh, come on. And of course, we get what do we get ads for? AI. What are you talking? There's nothing wrong here. No, this is
I think it's AI slop to me personally.
that.
You know what I'm
that
saying? And you're also seeing
it's a great use case for it.
what's going on with Grok at the moment, and I covered that in my previous video where, well, Grok is removing people's clothing. If you add Grok, put this person in a bikini, it will then change that person into a bikini. That should not be accessible to the public. They're doing way further things I will not talk about in this video, because last time I talked about it, it took YouTube 24 hours to verify the video was okay or not. It's getting out of hand. You're even seeing Sora. People are using Sora to make disturbing videos with AI-generated kids. Videos such as fake ads featuring AI children playing with thingies, or Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy-themed playsets are being made with Sora 2 and posted to TikTok. People don't
Come on, guys. Like,
of themselves, of their kids, of their family, or even just being on the internet and certain social media platforms.
that's not what AI is to be used for. Oh, there he is.
Not AI slop. Swear to God, it's pretty good. Just do a chance. Got hit with a spider. What about my uncle? Did you give him a chance? You know, because I woke up, I saw my uncle in a bikini type shit on Twitter. That shit was like, you know, he was looking hella fine. Point is, for Microsoft has laid off over 15,000 employees in 2025, with major cuts happening around May, around 6,000, July, around 9,000. So over-intelligence,
Yeah.
to flatten the management layers and increase agility, aka let AI do it, strategic reallocation. But if you use ChatGPT, oh God, it's going to tell you how to flip some shit on Amazon or eBay. You be chilling, big boy. You be chilling though. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you fucking dead ass, bro? Microsoft is literally feeling.
What is this guy even saying?
As they massively
Okay.
increase the prices for a majority of their products, including Xbox products. And now there's a rumor that we might be getting a third price increase because of the fact of the RAM shortages. Who's using the RAM? It ain't me. I only got 32 gigs, bro. I was gonna get 64. I can't get that shit anymore. I'm broke. So if you're wondering why is the Microsoft CEO asking for the Glock 9000 on their latest feature Copilot, which is their AI source, well, this might possibly be the reason. Now, I can't sit here and say this is how every single investor feels, but there clearly seems to be some sort of investor dissatisfaction that is causing a bit of a drop in the stock prices. Microsoft stock plunges. Is MSFT losing its AI first mover advantage? Microsoft stock, MSFT.
Yeah, guys. Like, their stock is going down because of all this MicroSlop bullshit and this backlash. And rightfully so, right? Like, listen, give us an operating system that just works, right? Don't sit there behind the scenes taking screenshots of our computers. Like, at what point do we say enough is enough and just move to Linux? And a lot of people are moving to Linux, by the way. I saw a video the other day where it was like, just between, I think like the last 6 months, Linux users went from like 2.5% of the market to over 6% of the market. You may have to fact check me on that, but I know it went from like 2 or 3% to 6%. That's like almost doubling, and that's huge numbers, honestly, because you think of the whole overall market. And people are so mad at this that they're actually uninstalling Windows 11 and going back to Windows 10 because of all this AI stuff.
In enterprise AI is J.
Yeah, let me see. This guy, I think that was a month ago. I do like this guy. Is this the same guy? Yeah, this guy. Let me see. Yeah, this one.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Buddha, and Microsoft. Just stop.
Yeah, seriously. Just stop it.
Okay, I don't know how many times you have to scream no. I guess Microsoft just doesn't really like consent in this situation, because they really are just forcing themselves onto the average user. Now, again, why am I saying this, ladies and gentlemen? Because I'm about to show you something that probably should blow your mind. This is the Microsoft File Explorer. Well, a bunch of eagle-eyed people decided to look through all the updates that Microsoft pushes, and they found out that we're stuffing the AI right into your file browser. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just think that at some point, not every single facet...
Is that a candy cane in your ass, or are you just happy to see me?
My personal information
Yeah.
should be invaded by artificial intelligence that, really doesn't...
This is just, it's getting ridiculous.
Obviously, listen,
So not only are they putting Copilot into every aspect of the operating system, so essentially AI is going to be in the file browser now. So it's in Explorer, it's on their web browser, it's in freaking Notepad of all things, MS Paint, and they just renamed the Microsoft Office suite to Copilot. They're like all in on this AI stuff, and people don't want it.
These videos for me are almost cathartic because I can kind of scream about something. And to be real with you, I don't understand why Microsoft just doesn't get it. To give you an idea, literally, if you look at the amount of people using Microsoft's Copilot, it should actually blow you away by how much of a big failure it currently is. So, for instance, literally, I was looking at the actual user base for it. So as of January 2026, literally this month, 64% of the world who touches AI uses ChatGPT. Gemini is 21.5%, a big jump from 5.7. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, that's a huge jump.
Google is about to shit all over, like dog walk ChatGPT. 3.7% of the world is using DeepSeek. 3.7% of the world is using Grok. Grok, is this true? Probably. Twitter's still popular. Perplexity is 2%. Claude is 2%. But look at Microsoft Copilot's numbers.
Yeah.
1.1%. Okay, we are sitting at a margin of error.
And does that make sense to anybody? Like, hey, who? That's not my name, brother. Hey. Are you talking about Mutahar? Yeah, you like him? He's good. He's a good dude. I love watching his videos. Some ordinary gamers give him a subscription. He's got 3.81 million subscribers. I love this guy. But he brings up a great point. Like, most people are still using ChatGPT versus Copilot. So if they've only got 1.1% of the market share for AI, why the hell are they stuffing it into our operating system? Like, And not to mention, oh, that brings up a good point. I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, my game is lagging so bad. My game is lagging so bad on some of these kick streams, and, you know, their game's lagging, their OBS is lagging. And I'm like, now I'm putting it together. I wonder if it's because they updated to the latest Microsoft update. I think it's 25.25H2 or something like that. So having all this AI stuff grinding in the background, what? Instagram users would blame the... Okay, well, I don't know what that has to do with any of this, but okay. Anyway, if Microsoft only has 1% of the freaking share of people using AI, why are they pushing it so hard? The only thing I can think of is because they want our data. They want to be in your operating system, finding out what you're into so they can sell ads to you. Because, I mean, not my OS, because I've got a custom version, but they started putting ads in the startup menu. They started putting ads here. It's in the search. So if you type in, you know, search for, I don't know, we'll just look for Fortnite. So when you do the search, usually there's like ads over here. I've got all that turned off. They'll put like news and weather and all this other stuff. Like, just make an operating system that works, right? Just go like look at Linux and make an operating system that works. Stop trying to shove ads everywhere in the operating system. We get enough ads on the internet. We don't need ads shoved in here. We don't need AI sitting here spying on us, giving us faulty code AI slop.
Jump below.
So,
fucking 1. Okay, we're looking at 0 point something.
yeah.
Now, obviously, this is just Copilot on the web. We don't really know how many people use Microsoft's like Windows version of Copilot, which is built into every single aspect. But I really feel like Microsoft's the type of company that's kind of like pushing it into every single facet of our life, just so we are unironically like forced to be reported as numbers for their investors, right? Because the investors will be like, brother, how many people are using Copilot? And they're like, wow, look at that, we've got like 100 million users or something.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Technically, how many of those people are actually using the Copilot stuff? I don't know, probably not a lot. But let's say, you know, show you how stuff kind of works. Let's say you go to my pictures folder. You have some pictures of Knuckles, see a kid back on some Sonic. So for instance, let's say you're somebody who wants to know something about, I guess, Knuckles. You right click there and go, oh, there's some AI actions for me to play. But let's say you want to, I don't know, ask Copilot about this feature. Well, open up the Copilot program and you can just be like, what is this? And of course, drop that enter button. And there it is. It gives me everything I need to know about Knuckles the Echidna. Now, of course, if you feel
Right. Like, who cares? Why do I need that in my operating system?
But yeah, that's kind of where it is.
You know?
Like ultimately, the only thing other than that is like a bunch of AI erasable features. Now the thing about some of this is that I can't show you every single feature because Microsoft kind of locks this behind a special type of computer they sell called Copilot Plus PCs, which are basically computers with these NPU processors attached to them. Now, it's not to say that my RTX 4090 in the system, like to give you a showcase, I don't have an AI computer, but my computer is a pretty decent system. I've got a Ryzen 9 5950X, I've got a 4090, I've got enough RAM to deal with, okay? Thank God I bought this before the crazy price jumps. And man, do I just spring clean my hard drive. But that's nor here nor there. I have a stronger GPU, so honestly I could probably run any of these AI tools. They just have locked it at the moment to these specific special like laptops that they sell. The problem is there are companies in the States who are like, these laptops suck ass. So I don't know if y'all have heard of the name Dell. You know they make computers and shit? Well,
Oh yeah, this is another great point. Oh my god. So customers aren't buying this bullshit. We don't want AI on our fucking operating system. What part of that do you guys not understand? We don't want it. If I want to use AI, I will go download an application specifically for AI, just like anything else that I want to do on my computer. If I want to do it, I will go download an application to do certain things. That's what a computer should be. But basically, Microsoft is saying, like, hey, just because you bought the OS and you bought your computer, that doesn't mean you own it. We own the operating system, and we will do whatever we want with it.
So they were like, yeah, it's a bit of a shift from a year ago. We're all about AI PCs. But we've learned over the course of this year, especially from a consumer perspective, they're not buying based on AI. In fact, I think AI probably confuses them more than it helps them understand a specific outcome. Really? Really?
You think? Because of the slop.
We can sell AI-enabled computers. No, look, AI is part of a lot of processors. Like, you can get, like, rising AI processors, like Intel processors have, like, AI built into them. Those Macs that have come out with their own silicon.
Hold on. Dude's got a fucking Glock laying right there.
All AI powered anyways. AI is one of those things where,
And that don't look like a BB gun.
But I think when, like, companies really start building this shit, especially
What the fuck? Why does he have a gun laying on his desk?
general warnings, like, yeah, by the way, we're not stealing all your data, we're not copying it all over.
I mean, I guess there's nothing illegal about that.
Right? When they have to give you like 10 search and general warnings, a lot of average individuals are probably going to look at that and go, yeah, maybe I don't need this, right? Maybe I don't really need to fuck with this nonsense. When people realize that the AI shit that they're doing on their computer isn't really running entirely locally anyways, and it's going off to like other places, they probably don't feel comfortable. You remember when Microsoft had Recall, where you could like look back and like store, let's see a history of your computer? And then, of course, it was incredibly easy at the time, of course, to completely hack it. Now, yeah, this was in beta and shit like that, very much alpha. But for people to just see that and go, yeah, probably isn't a good idea for someone to be screenshotting my computer. What's going to be happening with those screenshots? I don't know. Is Microsoft going to be training on them? They say no, but can I really trust them? That's the issue, right?
Yeah, they're definitely training on them.
You know, the other thing that I saw, too, was like, I shit you not, they want to get into the money game where they're doing like, hey, you guys want to add Copilot checkout to your actual Ed stores?
Oh, yeah, this is stupid. And I can basically just saying like using Copilot to check out at stores as if checking out online is not hard and easy enough already. Like we got to use AI to do that now.
Fucking health records to Sam goddamn Altman. Okay, what is wrong with this? What is wrong with the world? To go back to again the file browser, which is the crux of how I started this video.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think a lot of people realize that. Listen, this is not cool. And the reason it's not cool is because Microsoft has become an incredibly bloated operating system. It is that much every single human being can agree on. It's become slower over the years. It's become more consuming on user resources when it's really not doing much to begin with. Okay, a system like this should not need to stuff artificial intelligence everywhere. You know, I would be somebody that unironically would probably switch back to Windows if they went back with the yearly release model.
Yeah.
The version releases where you buy a license once. You get a disk or a download, you install it on your system, and it's your system. You don't have to necessarily ever communicate or give your diagnostics data to Microsoft. And nor does Microsoft force you to be connected to their accounts through an online account, or do they need you to have AI installed? If Microsoft could literally sell a version of where
and just like Windows XP used to be, right? Or Windows 7 or Windows 10 for that matter. So like they just need an operating system. That's all we need. And that's why so many people are adopting Linux. I would like to do a challenge where I jump on Linux for like 30 days. So installing a version of Linux. I haven't done that stream yet, but I want to do that in a little bit. And do like a Linux challenge for 30 days. So it will take some tweaking and doing things differently, obviously, because there's going to be a lot of learning curve. But Linux nowadays is not like back in the day, right? It's a lot more user-friendly. There's a lot less learning curve. And people have gotten a lot smarter. So there's a lot more information out there on how to do things on Linux.
Every single one of these features was literally just that, an optional install. You know, it's crazy to think that there are actually ways that they could kind of achieve this. Like, for instance, in the Windows feature tab, you could literally enable whatever it is that you want. If you don't want certain features, you can completely disable it to save yourself, the space, the resources, yada, yada, yada. The reason they won't do this with Microsoft Copilot or any AI stuff is they need bodies to show investors that this shit is actually working, and it's not just a giant bubble that is waiting to burst in spectacular fucking glory, right? Now, the thing about all of this is that, listen, Windows has gotten slower. In fact, even their attempts at making Windows run for gaming handhelds are devices where they're outshined by Linux of all things, right? By like SteamOS, by like BASIC, by a lot of But the thing about it is, is that if Microsoft really like sat down and gutted their system and like actually worked on making an optimized version of Windows without the AI bytecode and shit, it would actually be pretty damn good. There would actually be less of a reason for people to switch over to Linux or Mac if Windows was honestly as good, as performant, as sharp as everything else on the market. That's the only reason, really, that I'm making these videos too, because I love competition. I want Microsoft to actually succeed, but the way they're going down by forcing this on people is just never going to work. And I don't understand why they keep doing it, because the actual response they get is that, you know, the people selling the computers are like, nobody likes AI. People are calling them MicroSlop. Even the actual Windows glazing community is like, yeah, this shit's too much for us. And still, the company doesn't fucking get it. They just don't get it. I don't know what's going on anymore, man. Like, why? You know, so for this video, I want to kind of show you, because I'm a little bit done with it, but, you know, to give you an idea, I don't want to just yell at Microsoft. I want to show you how to remove this AI crap from Windows.
Yeah. So, and I'll cut it here, but if you guys are interested, go give Mustafar a shout out. Some Ordinary Gamers, give him a subscribe. I'm not subscribed to him. I thought I was gonna subscribe to him. Give him a subscribe, thumbs up. This is good content. I love watching his videos on this stuff because Microsoft is literally just dying. Like, everything they're doing. And not to mention, they did this with they did the same kind of thing when the Xbox was it the Xbox One? Yeah, the Xbox One came out. They like shifted gears and said, oh, you know, it's going to be an online type ecosystem. Like, you have to sign in, you have to be connected to the internet, like and I think there was like something to do with like the game sharing, like you could only share it with certain like a certain number of people or something. I don't know. Like, and Nintendo's kind of doing the same thing with these like little chip things where the game's not actually on the cartridge. The cartridge is just like you plug it in and it's like a key code so that it still has to download the game. And a lot of the disc games are like that nowadays, where you put the disc in and it's still got to download a bunch of information. Look, everything's online. I get it. But like at the time, it was just like they were doubling I forget what the actual stipulation of it was, but let me look that up real quick. Xbox One launch disaster. Yeah, always online. Deal with it. The day Xbox died.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along.
Oh yeah. And it was not the Xbox. Yeah. Oh yeah, you had to and you also had to have the Kinect too. It was it was absolutely a disaster. Yeah, that one's... Oh yeah, the man that destroyed Xbox. Here.
It may seem a bit harsh to blame all of Xbox's failures on one man a full decade after he left Xbox. When you look at Xbox's current state and the fact that their boss has said they're in third place, Don Matrick's unfortunate influence and terrible decisions can still be felt even a decade after he left Xbox.
Yeah, this guy.
Due to mistakes that were made towards the back end of the Xbox 360 era, and the abysmal unveiling of the follow-up console, the Xbox One. The brand has been chasing after Sony ever since, and even now, Xbox is still struggling.
That's what it was.
Don Matrick followed Xbox.
They wanted it to be like the media streaming / cable box. So you had to like hook up your cable to this thing, so it could be like a TiVo and cable streaming service.
Peter Moore led Xbox from 2003 until he left for EA Sports in 2007. One thing Peter Moore got right was the 360's first and third-party lineup, as even Grand Theft Auto 4 launched on the Xbox on the same day as PlayStation, plus new franchises like Mass Effect and Bioshock that launched exclusively on the Xbox 360. I always thought that Moore was an unpopular figure given his time at EA.
But now let's part with that old EA Sports saying, get the f*** out of my building.
But fans look back on his tenure fondly. His goal for Xbox was to take the fight to PlayStation, and he understood quite clearly that great exclusives sell consoles.
Now let's take a look at the Xbox 360 momentum since the other two consoles launched, and outselling PlayStation 3 by nearly 2-1.
But this also includes launching a console with the red ring of death, which led to a very generous returns policy. Even with this huge defect, the Xbox 360 was still worth it at the time. Xbox came out swinging in this generation. They launched a full year before their rivals. On top of having great first and third-party games, it had the best online console experience, it pioneered digital distribution for consoles, achievements, and helped to popularize indie games with promotions like Xbox Live Arcade Wednesdays and later the Summer of Arcade. Peter Moore would be a hard act to follow. Don Mattrick had worked in the industry since the 1980s, which included a 15-year stint as president at EA before taking the job at Xbox. When he joined Xbox in 2007, the Xbox 360 was riding high and outselling the PlayStation 3, but by this point it was still playing second fiddle to the Nintendo Wii. Xbox and Sony jumped on the motion control bandwagon and both would debut their own devices in 2009. It would seem that Don Mattrick would be blinded by the success of the Wii. It didn't matter that the motion controls were terrible, especially if you tried to make a gameplay mechanic that was even a little bit more complicated than swinging a golf club. Xbox had already made a move at the casual crowd and ripped off Nintendo's Mii's with avatars in 2008. Now you could earn rewards in games to dress your avatar as if it was your own sim. It should come as no surprise that while at EA, Don Mattrick was involved with a series like The Sims. I can't count how many avatars I saw wearing the helmets from Halo ODST. Avatars were also used in some indie games.
Okay, I don't. Just get to the point.
Video game players from everyone else.
Aside from this sounding like he's trying to create a divide between gamers and non-gamers, he seems to be forgetting that the Wii had a controller. There will be a bunch of demos for Kinect games showing happy 2.2 families in their gigantic living rooms, with most of these games being either party, dance, or sports games. I wonder why. Xbox still had a decent first-party lineup at this point, but the third-party offering would start to suffer, as a number of series like Bioshock, Lost Planet, and Mass Effect would make their way over to PlayStation eventually. While under Peter Moore, Xbox's goal was to take down PlayStation, but under Don Mattrick, Kinect was now Xbox's focus, and Nintendo was the new enemy. Kinect's launch was hailed as a success, as it sold 8 million units in just 2 months. And the Xbox 360 did see an increase in sales. In late 2011, the 360 had its biggest sales week in the console's history. Despite the strong sales, the motion controls sucked.
You ever wonder what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like? Well, bam! There it is.
Like the basic was okay, but trying anything that required precision wouldn't work. This was a device that
Oh my
just to the
God.
casual audience. Almost immediately, the core audience rejected Kinect. And looking at the
Yeah,
market,
it looks like a disaster.
It's easy to see why. Xbox would desperately try to make games that appeal of its own. In some cases, navigating menus was a complete nightmare.
Alright, get to the point.
And episode 4 is entirely devoted to Halo and its sequel. They are very upfront here that without Halo,
Xbox. This is not going well.
The pulses.
a little bit
Okay.
depressing. The power on this episode about the Xbox One is quite eye-opening, not very surprising, and a little bit depressing.
As each person would get off stage, the execs in the room would ask what the pulse is.
What is this? I don't know what you're trying to say. Sorry. English, please.
On social, and it was not good.
This is not going well. This is not going well at all.
To his credit, Don Mattrick was interviewed for the series and gave insight into why Xbox took this approach with his console, as he mentioned that more people use the Xbox 360 to watch TV than play games, which would explain the sudden obsession with TV and movies.
It just announced that for the first time, people are using the Xbox more for entertainment, TV, movies, and music, than for playing video games.
It was exciting to think about what a single-purpose, dedicated entertainment console could be.
But this is terrible logic. I bought an Xbox 360 because it had Halo 3 and Grand Theft Auto 4, not because I could watch Netflix. It's like buying an iPhone because it has the best calculator app. It's a nice to have, but not the reason to buy the device.
Yeah.
A better example would be the Nintendo Switch. The console...
So they just totally dropped the ball at the Xbox One launch by saying that it was primarily for watching television. And people were like, huh? Like, what the hell? What? But so it's like, ever since, and I hate to say it, but ever since our boy Billy left, it has just been a disaster.
I got 99 problems, but the glitch ain't one.
Yeah. So unfortunately, ever since Billy Boy left, it's been downhill ever since. And their stock price is plunging. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft is panicking right now, because they really need some help. Big time. Big time, big time, big time. So, at any rate, I think we're going to shift gears here a little bit, because while I was in Wisconsin, my mom gave me her old laptop to refurbish and possibly sell. So I've been seeing a lot of this stuff over on, what is it? Have you guys seen the app Whatnot? So I refurbish computers and then I sell them on eBay. Hey, Code XHQ, how you doing? Welcome back, man. How you been? So, like I said, I like to refurbish computers. I buy cheap computers, I refurbish them. So nothing's cheaper than $0. So my mom gave me her old laptop. It's actually not a bad laptop. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna set up the external, my other mobile camera, and I'll show you guys the laptop here right when I get back. So stay tuned. All right, sorry about that, guys. Hey, took the old hoodie off and brushed the hair a little bit. How's everybody doing? Hey, code XHQ. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. How you been? So I went up to Wisconsin. That was the other part of the story. So I went up to Wisconsin. We stayed up there about 2 weeks for Christmas time, New Year's. It was great. Good time. Saw the family, had a good time. And, but like everybody got sick up there. Of course, someone at the Christmas party was sick, right? And then everybody got it. So it was like head cold, like congestion, like throat stuff, just, you know, the cough. It's going around. It's not great. Then we got back and it seemed like it flared up again when we got back to Florida, and probably the change in the weather and all this other stuff. So I've been sick. I wanted to jump back onto stream right away, but like, I was so sick. I was having like chills and fevers and just, you name it. I was sleeping and groggy. So we're finally feeling better. So it's good to be back. But yeah, so while I was up there, my dad gave me a tablet that got smashed. And so you couldn't use the touch screen. And he's like, if you want it, you can have it. So I got a tablet that I can sell for parts. And my mom gifted me this handy dandy laptop. Check this thing out. I'm not sure what model it is. It's an HP, right? Which is perfect because that's primarily what I like to mess around with. It's an HP. Let's see. It's a serial number 15-R03WM, which I think that was one of the other models that I had. I did check it. It's got a CD drive on this side. I don't know if you can see it. CD drive, 2 USBs, and then on this side we've got the HDMI, Ethernet, another USB. But it's, I think it's a 15-inch. Oh, and it is dirty as hell. Let me get a dirty as hell. Way to go, Mom. So this was her old laptop. I think I checked the BIOS. It's from 2014, I want to say. So it's a decent little laptop. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab a wipe. It's dirty as hell. So anyway, it's only got 4 gigs of RAM. I'm not even sure what the hard drive capacity is just yet. I only fired it up briefly to kind of like look at it a little bit and see what we were working with. But so far, it looks like a decent little laptop. But I'm probably not going to keep it just because it's a little too big, big and chunky. It's a nice size though. But I'm gonna fire it up, test it out a little bit, and then go from there, see what we're working with. I think the battery does work, although it was giving me an error. No, maybe not. It was giving me an error about the battery, and I wasn't sure if it was the CMOS battery or if it was the actual battery. And by the looks of things, it's the actual battery. So I will have to plug it in here in a second. And I need like a paper towel. This wipe is like extra wet. That's what she said. This wipe is like extra wet. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. Damn. This wipe's extra wet too. What the? Alright. That's what she said. It's a little bit better. There we go. Get it all set up. So it's got 4 gigs of RAM. I'm gonna see if it's DDR3 or 4. I think I have DDR3. So, and it's from 2014, so chances are it's probably DDR4 or 3 rather. So I forget what I got. It's only been like a month, but I've been so like out of the loop on things, and that's okay. We're all doing our thing. Well, what everybody get for Christmas? You guys get anything good? Fire it up and see what we're working with here. There we go. So it did have the charger too, so that's nice. It cleans up nice. Hopefully we can get some RAM in here. Battery's no good, which sucks, but you know, is what it is. Yeah, and it's slow to start up here before it even gets to the BIOS. So I guess it's just not even firing up here.
I made a grave mistake.
Thank you for that. I always love banning people on this channel, so I appreciate you. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and shut that down. Okay, so it is up and running. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm gonna shut that off because I just want to wipe it. I don't want to actually. Okay, let's see. Oh, Koopy didn't like the cookies at the bakery. He only likes mommy's cookies. That is true. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Don't come in here screaming whatever. We're just gonna ban you. Any of that type of political whatever bullshit. Yeah, and I'm gonna delete this one too, because I don't know what the hell that even means. So, and then we gotta delete this one because it's got that word in it. Y'all just like need to stop, okay? Like there's probably other channels for that. Go over there and do that shit. I don't need to know about any of that stuff because you're wrong, by the way. Everybody, we've all been lied to. So whatever beliefs you think you have, they're probably wrong. We've all been lied to about everything. What was I doing? Ah, yes. So let's fucking fire this thing up. Just fucking go thermonuclear on it. How about it? So we got my freaking. Where are we? Bink bink. Okay. So we got our Ventoy drive with all of our operating systems on it. So I'm just gonna plug that in and install. So this computer's from 2014. Microsoft will tell you that you cannot install Windows 11 on it, but we're about to prove them wrong. Come on, man. I can't get it in the hole. Okay. So for HPs, if you want to stop the startup, you just hit the escape key right away and it'll give you another little startup menu. And we want boot device options, F9. It did not see it. Here's a joke for you, wife. I want another baby. Husband, that's a relief. I also really don't like this one. Okay. Well, you know, unfortunately, we like our kid. So I'm sorry to hear that about your kid. Good joke, though. Good joke. Funny. It's a funny. You know what I mean? So it's not giving me. It says boot from EFI file, but PCI root, no volume label. HD2 GPT. Let's try that one. I think it just restarted. Hang tight. What's how do I say that? KHE Lotfi? What's up? We are going to be installing Windows 11 on this machine, which is from 2014. So we got this computer free. So this one was free from my mother. So Lotfi. Is that how I say it? Lotfa? Lotfi? Alright, so let's go in the BIOS again. Boot options. Yeah, USB. Single disabled. Yeah, it should all work. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't plugged in or something. Huh. What the fuck? Possibly. No. Lot fee. I will ask you. Okay. Well, I don't know how to say it then. You gonna ask me? What are you gonna ask me? I guess we'll do that. Exit saving changes, and then it should automatically boot to the... There it goes. Okay. Yeah, so something with the secure boot or the boot keys. There we go. We're into Ventoy. Let's go. Okay. That's a VHDX. We don't want that. Okay, so we got Windows 11 on here. So we're gonna go ahead and fire up Windows 11. Oh, you son of a biscuit. Without changing the operating system, let's see, it's 32-bit, Windows 7, old laptop of Toshiba. And you want to improve the performance. I would, well, yeah, without changing the operating system, you can get an SSD and copy your current operating system over to it, and that will drastically speed things up. Although I highly recommend, if you're going to be installing an SSD, you may as well just install a new operating system, because it's going to perform better, in my opinion. That will really speed things up, is a new operating system, like a custom operating system, if it can handle 64-bit. It sounds like it's a very old laptop because it's on 32-bit already. Yeah, it's very terrible. Increase the RAM if you can. So if it can take more RAM, put more RAM in it, and an SSD. An SSD will drastically speed things up. And you can copy, you can clone your old hard drive to an SSD and then just pop it in and it should work. A lot of times, like 9 times out of 10 it works. There's a few cases where when you clone the drive, it doesn't jive. I have experienced that. But for the most part, it should work. So right now we're going to install Ghost onto this machine so that I can get into it. Because this was my mom's old laptop, and she said, you can have it. I don't really care to look at whatever porn she was looking at. I don't think she was looking at porn. But if she was, I don't want to see it. So we're just going to delete everything, install Ghost. That way I can get into the laptop and find out what we're working with. Oh, actually, shit. No. Fuck. I'm glad I thought of that. I don't want to do that just yet, because this has the drivers on it. Fuck. And I need the drivers. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope that works. Do you have? Does it have an SSD in it? Probably not. If it's from 32-bit. Shit. Okay. So I'm glad I caught myself. We gotta go back. Yes, I want to restart. Fucking bitch. Fucking bitch. I'm glad I caught myself, because we have to get into this OS. So this is my mom's thing. I don't have her password. I doubt she even knows the password, because she's kind of retarded. So, in light of that, hit F3, and we'll go into the directories. We want Hiren's boot CD. Oh, it hasn't. Wait. Oh, no. Got it. I thought you were saying no HDD. I was like, it doesn't have an HDD? But gotcha. Yeah, SSD will drastically increase your performance. Drastically. But I would recommend just installing a new OS, preferably a custom version of Windows that doesn't have all the bloat. I look like Adam Sandler. Do you know what Adam Sandler looks like? He doesn't look like me. I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment. Is that an insult? All right. So it's only, yeah, so unfortunately I got to run Windows 10 Hiren's boot CD because it's only got 4 gigs of RAM on it, and the Windows 11 version will not have enough space to load up into it. So now we're booting into Hiren's boot CD, and we're doing this so that we can crack the password, reset the password, and get into the OS. Like what OS? That system is so old. It sounds like it's old. Toshiba. Do you know what year it was produced? Because I'm curious if it can take a 64-bit system. I'm guessing not. Yeah, I would go with that computer, probably Windows 10, I would think. You'd have to get a 32-bit version of the OS, which I did just download a 32-bit version of the OS. But if you're going to do that, I would follow these steps too. Not this particular step, but loading into your OS and download the drivers, because speakers work. Downloading the drivers, because that's like the main thing. So your computer should already have the pre-installed drivers on it, and it's best to just grab those. Yeah, you can download the ones off, different computer or online, online using drivers from like Snappy Driver and whatever else. But I just prefer getting the original drivers off of the machine. But I'll show you guys how to do this. So here we are in Hiron's Boot CD, which is a Windows installation environment. This is a great utility for anybody trying to, I don't want to say hack, but get into a system that you may or may not have the password for. So in here, you can actually come in and change any of the passwords, really. So if you can't unlock it, you can just change the password. And so that's what we're doing right now. Security, come down to passwords. I like to just check both of them to make sure. Reset Windows password. Or find the Windows product key. Load drivers. No, cancel that. Okay, so we're going to reset the password. Yes, that's fine. Looks like Windows 10. Here we go. Okay. So administrator, account locked, no. Account disabled, no. No password required. Okay. So administrator is open. Okay. So account disabled, no. Let's see. Password required. Let's go here. Okay, that's for administrator. We'll go back. This one next. Okay, yeah, so we already did that. Okay, but this one's not locked, it is activated, so we're just going to cancel that, and we should be able to restart now. So that's it. We just needed to unlock the administrator account, then we can get into the computer, then we can export the drivers. Crap, and I didn't mean to do that. Let me F6. Okay, no, local boot, that's right. Search and boot Windows. There we go. So it should have my mom's account and it should have the admin account. But yeah, Lotfi, I would download Windows 10. I recommend Ghost Spectre, 32-bit. I'd go 64 if you can. But if you can't, the 32-bit is just as good, less bloat. And if you're installing, like I said, if you're installing a new hard drive, it's best to just install a new OS and go from there. And you can keep your old hard drive, you can keep it intact, and just that way you're able to log in and out of it as needed. You know what I mean? Yeah, mommy's cookies are the best. That's funny. Cooper doesn't like the cookies at the bakery because mommy's cookies are the best. Ooh, speaking of, I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. All right, let's see. So now, here we go. Administrator is open. That's weird. Cat can't comment on my live. Did you get banned? Hi. So using Hiron's boot CD, you can just go in and unlock the administrator account, and then you can get into pretty much any computer. You can unlock the administrator account and then just go from there. So I unlocked it, and then we're going to export. Well, first I'm going to delete the old account, my mom's old account. We'll delete that. And then, I mean, really we could just do that, but we're going to install Windows 11 on it because why not? Everybody loves Windows 11. Or do they? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I leave Windows 10 on this, or should I install friggin' Windows 11? Ten would probably run a little bit better on this machine because it is an older machine. I just don't know. I don't know. And it seems to be slow as snail shit. Yeah, guys, I did have, like I said, I had issues this morning freaking loading up OBS, and everything reset on me. I guess I don't even need this right this second. No, I don't think we're plugged in. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, let's take a look here.
Hello, everyone.
You said... Almost there. Adam... This guy? I guess I do kind of look like him. What the... Maybe not younger Adam Sandler? This guy? No. Maybe not him. But this I could see. He's a little older, getting long in the tooth. Do I look like Adam Sandler? I don't know. How about now? No. On second thought, no. I don't think so. Sorry. Try again. Try it again. This bullshit. Alright, so diagnostic data, no. Tailored experience, no. Advertising, no. Ink and typing, no. Find my device, yeah, I'll leave that on because it's a laptop. Hey, we're in the money. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. Let's see. I don't know if this says, if this is going to tell me. If it's DDR or not. Okay, so it's a Pentium CPU, 4 cores. Not bad. UEFI. Where's the RAM? RAM. It just says 4 gigs. Okay. So, I don't know if I have CPU-Z installed on my drive. We'll find out. Files, apps. Do I have CPU-Z? I think, what did I have? No, I don't. Okay. So, wait, what do I have to tell you what I do need? Oh, it had Chrome. Oh, whatever. And this is why. Okay. We'll hit you with a fat Alt F4. And that doesn't work. I can't even right click on it. You motherfucker. God. This is what I'm talking about with Microsoft. Dark and stormy. Let's go. It's like, I just want... I'm not connected to the web. Doing. Then my... Oh my God. Alright, how do I see if the RAM is DDR4 or not? Anybody know? Alright. No. Windows 10. Ah, yes, the megahertz. That should tell me. Let's see. Sign in, let's go. Alright. So... So, 1300 megahertz. Ah, right there. DDR3. All right. Ooh, CPU's at 100%. Probably because it's indexing. That's back down. But yeah, see, like, look at this. So, this is horrible. It's using 51% of the RAM. Right out of the box. Disk is our old hard drive, so this would definitely speed it up if we put an SSD in here. But yeah, right out of the box, we're using almost 2 gigs of RAM. And how many processes we got? Oh wait, let's go back to this. 145 processes, not terrible, but I think we can do better. Let's see, is there an about? so we are running Windows 10 20 H2. It's running 20 H2. And how much storage do we have? 500 gig storage of a regular HDD. So, all right, close that. Oh, can you guys see this okay? We're gonna open up, Jesus, can't I just get the fucking, open this up, there we go. Go to my inventory, my files, and then notes, utility notes, Windows commands. Okay, so to export the drivers, right? It should work on Windows 10, I think. Alright, so do another one. This PC, go to C. SW setup, what the fuck is that? Folder, let's call this drivers. Okay, so we make a folder on the C drive called capital D drivers. Okay, so that's on the C drive. And then we open up a administrator command prompt and we type in this command here. You can copy it. It's, I don't know if, can you see that? And I should put these commands up on my Discord. But let's just right click here. Hang on. Command and then run as administrator, and then just paste that there, hit enter, and it's going to go ahead and download all the drivers off of this machine and put them and save them into that C:drivers folder. 31, not bad. And then we'll just copy them over to that folder once it's done. Oops. So now we've got file. Let's go back to inventory. There's drivers, and so we'll just make a new folder here. And this is red HP. This one we don't need. Why is it so slow to right click? It's weird. Okay, that one we didn't need. Okay. Okay, so that exported everything correctly. So now we got the drivers for this machine. And I'm gonna copy those over to here, red HP. So then just open a new window, go back to this PC, C, and here's all the drivers right here. So copy those and paste them here. And again, this is pulling all the drivers that came from the factory on this machine, and it's porting them over. So and I do have DDR3 RAM, and I wonder what the, what's it called? well, I got to see which brand it is, but it should be able to take at least 8 gigs, which I've got some extra RAM up in this box up here. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, guys. So I sell these laptops and other things on eBay, but I've seen a lot of people recently selling stuff on Whatnot, and the big draw there is it's like eBay but live. So it's like live streaming, but you're doing eBay, which I think is amazing. So I want to try getting into that a little bit. Start small. But the beautiful thing about it is you can, with eBay, you take pictures, you take a bunch of pictures of one item, you fill out the listing, you get all the particulars, you make sure you got everything posted, and so you upload that to eBay, you post the item, and then you sit and wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. So let's refresh this. That doesn't look. There we go. Okay. So we copied them over, the drivers. So you would sit and wait and wait and wait and wait for someone to purchase the laptop for your asking price. Whereas on Whatnot, it's like a live auction. So you start the bidding at, your reserve price, like what you want for the item. But a lot of people start them at $1 for smaller items. But they're selling like every couple minutes. They're selling items every couple minutes. So like in one day, you could sell hundreds of items on Whatnot versus selling one item on eBay, eventually. So that's where the draw is. And I thought it was pretty cool. So I want to try getting into that a little bit because I've always loved like yard sales and stuff and getting deals. So, well, I didn't mean to shut down, but anyway, so we've got the drivers, exported to this, and now we should be able to install Windows 11 on this. Dude, what is Algebra? Is that like algebra? Algebra. What's up, Algebra? With you, dude. Okay. Go F9 again. Yes. So boot back into Ventoy, and now Microsoft says you can't install Windows 11 on here. We're about to prove them wrong. I wonder if I should install the RAM first. What do you think? Should I do the RAM first or the OS? Yeah, let's do the OS. Fuck it. So we're going to install Windows 11 on here. I've got several flavors. I've got Kernel OS 10. I've got Kernel OS 11. I've got Windows Ghost, Windows 11 LTSC, because we ain't fooling around with this bullshit and no more. That is the largest file, so we'll go ahead with that one. Why not? We'll boot it in normal mode. So Windows says whatever you want, dude. Whatever you want, dude. Windows says you can't install Windows 11 onto machines without secure boot and without TPM chip and yada 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 yada. We're gonna prove them wrong, because that's all I've been doing on this channel recently is installing Windows on older machines. This one is from 2014, so technically it shouldn't be able to run Windows 11, but we're going to install Ghost Spectre on here because fuck it. Hell yeah. And I like Windows just primarily for its usability. A lot of apps are still made in Windows. I use graphic design apps that are only in Windows, right? So I like Windows for what it is, but I don't like what it's becoming at all, which is AI slop. It's absolute trash. Let's see. Okay, so we go to Windows Setup. Have you messed around with Ghost Spectre at all? Algebra? I love it. I just wish this, like, it gives you, oh, your sister has this laptop? I'm gonna install 8 gigs of RAM on it. You can't really see that, but I just wish they wouldn't give you so many choices here, but except for Defender or no Defender. Like, it should just install the SE, which is just start all back. You know? Like, it should just give you start all back, because you can turn it off if you don't want it, right? That's literally the only difference that I can see. But just Defender or no Defender. I don't really care about Defender. Superlight is fine, no Defender. Start all back. So literally that's the only difference, is that it puts the old start menu on there, which it's just an application. So I don't know why there's all these different versions of it. Compact, I think, has more stripped out of it. So we're just going to go with Superlight. That seems to be my go-to flavor for these. And I got this laptop absolutely free. So I'm going to upgrade it to 8 gigs of RAM. It's going to be running Windows 11 LTSC, so it'll have long-term support. Oh, I just figured out. That's probably what that stands for. Long-term support contract. LTSC. So this is going to be for sale. I haven't figured out a price on it yet. But whatever the going rate of this laptop is, it's, you know, from 2014, but still a pretty decent laptop. This one does have the charger with it. It did say something about the battery, but from what I can tell, the battery seems fine. Alright, so we got to be careful in here because our external is here. So that's drive 1. It does have recovery on here, OEM, blah, blah, blah. We're getting rid of all that. WinRE. What the fuck is WinRE? See, I wouldn't be surprised. It says recovery, but then it also has another recovery down here. Is that what it's going for? 130 bucks? It seems like a decent laptop, but I haven't checked everything on it. So, OEM reserved. So this seems to have 3 recovery drives on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if my mom has a virus on here, just because she likes to click on everything. Like when we were up there, she was watching this video that was clearly AI with Dr. Phil, and she's like, oh no, it was like the cure for diabetes. And it's like, oh yeah, I should buy these pills. It's the cure for diabetes. I'm like, Mom, that's AI. And she's like, no, that's Dr. Phil. And I mean, it looked exactly like Dr. Phil, and it looked, you know, completely legit. But it was not Dr. Phil. I'm gonna try and lower this and set this up so you guys can kind of see it. Anyway, but that's the problem with AI, right? Is that you can create these videos that, you know, my mom is gonna believe, right? Your mom, my mom, everybody's mom. They're gonna see these videos with Dr. Phil and go, oh my God, it's the cure for diabetes, when in fact it's not, right? So for this, I like to just come in here and delete all the old, like, hard drive partitions. I know you can just clear them with the terminal manually, but I prefer to do it this way, but this way you do have to be careful. But anyway, yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible because she believes it, right? She believes like, oh, this is Dr. Phil. It's the cure for diabetes. I'm going to buy these pills and take them. And Lord knows what's in those fucking pills, right? Like, she's taking enough pills as it is. She's older, obviously, and she's taking enough pills as it is. All right, so we deleted all the weird recovery drives. But anyway, so she clicks on that type of stuff and believes it. And I'm like, Mom, you got to be real careful with this stuff. Like the AI and all this stuff, like that's fake. That is not Dr. Phil. And she's like, but it looks just like him. So like the older people, they're falling right into these traps, right? And I mean, clearly so, because this computer seemed a little weird when I started it up. Like it was slow. Like it seemed like the black screen was on there a little bit too long. And usually, yeah, they'll have a recovery and then an HP like OEM recovery. But I've never seen that with the other thing. So we don't want to delete Ventoy here, okay? So we want to delete all the other drives, make it a Ventoy, or not a Ventoy. Make it a clear, unallocated space. Don't delete the Ventoy, and then install it to that drive. So this is like clean install, because I don't care about HP's recovery drive. I don't care about the frickin' Windows recovery drive. I just want to start from square one, clean slate. I exported the drivers already to my external, so then once we install Windows 11, all I gotta do is open up the device manager and install all the drivers off of this drive, and we're done. And we'll have a fully functioning laptop running Windows 11 with no AI and no updates coming at it. Because by default, it shuts off all the Windows updates until 2077, which we won't know if that's true or not. And who knows if Windows will even be around by then, because at the rate they're going, right into the toilet. So, hell yeah. Is my camera like a little tilty? Oh, it is a little tilty. What do you know? Camera's a little tilty. What's going on here? So this part's a little boring, obviously. Yeah, it is a nod to Cyberpunk. Yep. It's a nod to Cyberpunk for sure. So, oh, that's what I can do. I'm going to grab my RAM, because we now know that it's DDR3. So, excuse me. It's Paddington. Mom also gave me a bunch of DVDs that I've ripped for the boy. Aha! My box of RAM. Alright. While that's going, yes, I'm okay. I freaking busted my tailbone at this like children's area thing that up in Wisconsin. Like, went down a slide, and there was only like a drop like this big at the bottom of the slide, but we were hauling ass, and came down so fast, and I thought there was like padding because it was colorful. It looked like a pad. And I hit the bottom right on my fucking tailbone. And I was like, ah! And I'm like spazzing out at the bottom of the slide. Meanwhile, Cooper gets up and takes off like a bolt of lightning. And my girlfriend's just standing there looking at me going, what are you doing? He's getting away. I'm like he's just running to the other side of the building. And I'm like sitting there going, like flailing around. Brazilla. Yeah, it was quite comical. So anyway, I got a bag of DDR1 RAM. I don't even know what it is. It's not DDR2. Yeah, it's just regular schmegular DDR. So the original DDR1, if anybody wants it. There's a whole bag of it. So, am I a RAM dealer? Yeah, hell yeah. Look at all these RAMs. Look at these RAMs. No, I got these at auction. Yeah, but these are DDR3. So, wow, what you want? What you want? I got DDR3. I got a couple DDR2s, I think. But I got a bunch of 2 gig sticks, which are kind of useless. And then I got a bunch of 4 gig sticks in here. So again, the thing with RAM, always, unless you can't help it, a matched pair, right? Always go with a matched pair. These should work, these are Sky Hynix, or SK Hynix rather, from Korea. One's from Korea and one's from China. They're almost a matched pair. I mean, all the numbers are the same, but one's from Korea and one's from China. Yeah. So these should work. These are 4 gigs a piece, 4 gig sticks. All right. But always go with the matched pair, like 4 gig from the same manufacturer. So unless you absolutely cannot, because you'll run into all kinds of weird system errors that will transpire. But yeah, just look at the numbers, because like these are both Samsung. I don't know if you can see it. Like they look similar. There you go. They look similar, but just check the numbers, because one says 4 gig 1RX8, and then this one says 4 gig 2RX8. PC3, and the other one's PCL. So the clock timings and everything are different on these. I know, Skynix. Skynix. That's how I pronounce it. Skynix. Because it's like Skynet. Skynix. Yeah, no, I didn't. Clock speed. Right here, PC3. This one's 10.0600. Oh, and I lost the other one already. So, but yeah, always go with a matched pair. Then that's why is the clock speed, right? Because this one's like whatever it is, 10,000 clock speed, and these two are 12,000. But yeah, just check the numbers, make sure all the numbers jive, even though, like, see, and look at the physicality of it, right? This one has 8 chips. This one only has 4 chips. So you want them to look the same, right? Because then you can tell that clearly they're not gonna jive together. Yeah. So, see, these two go together. These two, well, no. Yeah, see, the clock speeds on them are different. So, like I said, try and find the best friggin' matched pair that you got. These are all out of, like, old machines, right? So, that's a good matched pair. These are Samsung. So I got Samsung. That's a good matched pair. The Skynix. How can I delete the comments? Which comments? Which comment you want to delete? You can't delete them. You're not a freaking admin. I can delete them. Skahynix. Why? Which comment you want to delete? Your clock speed one? That's no biggie. But yeah, Skahynix. Skahynix China. China. This one. But I got all these RAM on auction for pretty cheap. I think the whole box was like 20 bucks, and I've already upgraded a couple laptops with them. Oh, these two are different. Yeah, so I've already upgraded a couple of them. Yeah, 7200. Mine, yeah, I'm running DDR5 at 6,000. They're running at 6,000. But again, I don't know all the timings. I haven't researched on like how the timings work, because there's a lot of setting. It's not just like one setting that you can go in and be like, oh, let me change this. There's like multiple timings that you have to change. So you really got to know what you're doing. I don't. You know, I'm a tech channel, but I'm more of like a tech enthusiast. What's CL? Clock? Yeah, well, no, because when you look up in the BIOS, there's a bunch of different clock settings that you have to change. There are timings on the clock speed that you just got to change. But yeah. But yeah, I think this whole box was like 20 bucks or something. But it did have a lot of the DDR1 333. So I got a whole bag of, I got what you need. I got what you need right here. This is DDR1. This is DDR1. Y'all ain't never seen nothing like that. Blazing fast. Let's overclock that to 800 or 8,000 megahertz. See what happens. The fucking smoke coming out of this mother. But yeah, guys, so I want to try doing a whatnot show. Column access strobe latency. Nice. See, it sounds like you know more about RAM speed than I. So any advice? Like I said, I'm more of a tech enthusiast. Like, I know enough to be useful. Let's put it that way. But, you know, I just kind of tinker. I would like to get a 3D printer, because I always messed around when I was in school with building 3D models and stuff. And the 3D printing has come such a long way. So I would definitely put some money down on a 3D printer one day. Not right now. We've got a toddler that runs around here and gets his hands on everything. Yeah. No, I'm not building a PC. I've already got one. Or are you building a PC? You building one right now? And this is all laptop RAM. So depending on what's in this, it's probably Skynix, because that's what HP likes to run with. But HPs are not fun to take apart, and you'll see why. It's me. So what are you trying to build, a desktop? Now might be the time. And honestly, like, I didn't build my PC. I probably should have, but I just bought a pre-built. It was on sale. It came with another $100 rebate. So I bought a bunch of accessories for it. It was like 2,500 bucks. And had 32 gigs DDR5. Do I recommend the Steam Deck? I have never used the Steam Deck. Hey, Brazilla! I've never used the Steam Deck, but let me get back to that in a second. So yeah, I bought my PC on Newegg. It was $2,500. Came with like $100 rebate. It's got 32 gigs DDR5, 4 terabyte SSD, which is kind of what sold me, partially. And then, crap. Anyway, 7900 XTX 24 gig graphics card. It is an AMD, but it's got an AMD processor as well, so the whole machine is AMD. It talks nice to itself, I guess. I haven't had many problems with it until recently, but I think that's more OS related and software related than hardware related issues. But I mean, this thing is a tank, man. So it was basically $2,400 shipped to my door, pretty decent specs. It had Windows on it already. It'll handle anything that I throw at it. And like I said, haven't had barely any problems with it at all. Solid machine. It's got all the LEDs and bullshit that you could imagine. And I didn't have to do anything. Right? Oh, they're not running. These are just all my OSs. But, oh, also, there is a plugin, I don't know if you knew this or not, with Ventoy, that you can run VHDX files. So, I got Hiren's boot CDs, so I got a couple of the boot CDs, Windows 10, Windows 11, and Windows XP. And then I've got a couple Linux. I've got Anti-X, CachyOS, Garuda, Lubuntu, Manjaro XCFE, Voyager, Zorin, and that's it. So, and I've tried a few of these. I've tried Anti-X, it's a really good one. CachyOS, I tried it briefly. Garuda, I tried briefly. This is Garuda Mocha. I tried Manjaro briefly too, and Zorin briefly. Haven't tried Voyager just yet, or Lubuntu. But I want to pick an OS, so that's going to be another stream. I want to pick one of these to do like a 30-day challenge. And it might just be Zorin, honestly, because a lot of like the mom and pop, like who have a laptop like this, that like Windows is like, hey, we're not going to support you anymore, blah, 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 blah. I have tried Mint. Mint is another good one. I haven't downloaded it. I had it previously, but my Ventoy got messed up. Oh, okay, and Ubuntu. Yeah, Ubuntu is a good one too. A lot of these are like Ubuntu based. I think Zorin OS is Ubuntu based. But for like mom and pop who just want a laptop that works, they don't care about AI, Windows bullshit. They don't care about Photoshop. They don't care about torrents or whatever. They just want a web browser, essentially, and maybe some light fucking spreadsheet bullshit. That's all they need. Zorin OS is perfect for that. So it's like the mom and pop Linux shop, right? So for like, you know, your mom and pop, your sister, your cousin, whatever, Fedora Linux and Hyperland is the best. Okay, Fedora Linux. I don't think I've tried Fedora or Hyperland. I don't think I've tried either of those. But, like I said, I wanted to do like a 30-day challenge of one of these. And I think Zorin, I'm leaning towards Zorin or Cachy. So, personally, I've heard a lot of great things about CachyOS. Bazite. I've heard good things about Bazite, but I've also heard bad things. I heard that CachyOS actually ran a lot of the games better than Bazite. But to get back to your other question about the Steam Deck, I Algebra. I've never tried the Steam Deck, but I've heard great things about it. And then they're coming out with the new like VR Steam goggles, and then the Steam computer or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they're going to call it. The Steam Cube, right? Which I think is great. I think that all that plus Microsoft fucking up as bad as they are is going to lead more and more people to Zorin OS and to other flavors of Linux. That's the problem with Linux. Planning to switch to Nubara and Fedora all the way. There you go. Algebra? What's my family name? What do you mean? What do you mean your family name? Like your family crest? Do you have a family crest? And then for Windows, we got Ghost 11 LTSC, Ghost 10 Pro. I think, oh yeah, that's x86, so that's the 32-bit version of Ghost Windows 10. Then I got Kernel OS 10. These are all 64-bit. Kernel OS 11. Atomic X Lite, which is stupid small. It's only a gig on the installer. By the way, 2 gigs installed Windows 11 when you install Atomic X Lite. It's less than 2 gigs installed. And then Windows X Lite 10 and X Lite Windows 11. So they're not as small as Atomic. Atomic strips out literally everything. But the other X Lite is just a lighter version. So, but like I said, also, so I've got backups of my other virtual drives. Yeah, my VHDX. And with this, you can actually, with that plugin I mentioned for Ventoy, you can boot your VHDX files right from the external. So if you've got Windows, it's basically like a portable Windows, right? So you can boot into any one of these and use it just like a regular operating system. So I think this is X Lite from my mini PC. This is Kernel OS from my mini PC. And then this is my Ghost that I'm running right now, that I'm streaming from. This is a backup from 11.06, and then this is a backup from 12.08. But you can run these directly right from here. But we're not going to do that right now. We're actually, because we are in the middle of doing something. Why is that not coming up? Ah, there. Search and boot Windows. And then we were in the middle of installing, but you'll thank me later, Brazilla. Planning to switch to Nubara and Fedora. Yeah, that's what these are. It's the same thing. But this gives me the option. This gives me the option to run backups. So I can copy my OS from my main computer at any time to the external and boot it on any computer that I want. But I don't have, and so by that way, you don't have to run Rufus and then install Windows on the drive, if that makes sense. Because with that, if you put it on, from my understanding, if you put it on an external using that method, you have to erase the entire drive And then I'm not sure after the fact if you can partition it so that way you can have the drive and files on it. With this method, I can run multiple versions of different OSs that I've saved to the drive. And I can also run all my files. I can put my files on there. I can put my backups on there. I can put all my OSs on there. So I can use it as a utility tool to where I can install OSs from it. I can repair using the Hirons from it. And then I can also boot into my OS if I need to. Or a backup. Really, I just use it for backups. But if I need to boot into it, I can. But that is a viable method. I have done that method in the past. I have. I've installed Windows. I don't know if I used Rufus to do it, but that's another method to it. And that's why I love tech too, because it's like there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different ways to do things. It's what works for you in your use case. Like if that works great for you, then and that's all you need it for is just running Windows Mobile, you know, or running Windows, you know, from a hard drive. Perfect. Yeah. But yeah, and literally all it is a plugin for Ventoy. So you put the plugin onto Ventoy and then you're able to boot into VHDX files. So, you know, for what it's worth. Like I said, there's a ton of ways to do it. And like I said, I don't really run Windows from an external hard drive. I just, you know, but if I need to, I can, but it's not reliable. You know, you don't want to be running a game or, you know, other things off of your external drive, because what happens when your toddler runs up to the computer and just goes doink, which I was playing Rocket League the other day and it was like game point or something, and frickin' toddler came up, started slamming on the keyboard. The fucking calculator app opened, but it took me away from the game and the ball went in the goal and we lost. Dr. Fu. What up, Dr. Fu? Look up Hyperlint, yeah. Yeah, loves me some Rocket League. I know, I've been playing it a lot. This season, there's a couple cars on there that are really good on the Rocket Pass. And there's a Daft Punk skin for every car. So it goes on every car. It goes on every car. And it's a nice looking skin. It's really cool. Matter of fact, I can show you guys. Why not? What else are we doing? Let me show you. Loves me some Rocket League. Oh yeah, it's not a big deal. You know, it is whatever. But that's what I mean. Like, do you want to be running your OS externally all the time? No, because if he runs up and fucking yanks the hard drive out. Yeah, because this season or whatever, this Rocket Pass, Rocket League thing, this season is all about France. Thank you, Brazilla. You like the way I explain things. That is awesome. I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear it. So here we are in Rocket League, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. This is the Magnifique. Uh-oh. Oh boy. You okay? Nope. And with that, I'll be right back. Hey guys, sorry about that. I might have to sign off just because Cooper and Kat came home, and I don't know if you guys can hear that. He won't stop screaming. So unfortunately, hey Doc, thank you for subscribing and tapping that button. Let me just give you guys a real close up here while we're at it. Check this out, guys. This is the Magnifique. I apologize about the screaming, but we got a toddler. Terrible twos are real. This is the Magnifique. So this is another one in the Rocket Pass, Battle Pass, whatever you want to call it. And the Daft Punk skin, this is it. So it's like Galaxy. It's music reactive. These stripes flow through it. And it goes on every car. So it's good for every single car. And it's phenomenal. Yeah, I apologize, guys. Terrible twos are real. So, but this car, if you guys are a Rocket League fan, this isn't the first car. I think it's at tier 40 or something like that. So, and then when you get to tier 50 something, hang on. Let's just check it out. So, this is the Daft Punk stuff. You get a topper, which I don't really care about the toppers. You get a placard, another topper. First you get this one in white, so the stripes are white, but I like this one better. It's gold. And then when you get to tier 56, you get the Magnifique GTX, and it adds a little scoop up in the front here, and then the back has completely changed. So the back end is different. It's got a bigger fin. So if you guys like Rocket League, go ahead and grind it up. This one is not to be missed. Like this car, the Magnifique, you get the two options of the Magnifique. And the first car, I forget what it was called. This one, you get the Corlay. So if this is more your speed, you can go with the Corlay. And you can see the Daft Punk goes on the Corlay very nicely as well. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna finish up this laptop, and I think maybe in my next stream I'll just install the RAM then. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. And again, thank you for the new members over on YouTube. I'm going to clean up that as well and get some better benefits for you members on YouTube. Thank you all for being here and talking with me, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.